this combination enjoyed success in this race in 2010, a few years on. First year of maiden that was, but Jack Hobbs winning with William Buick in the saddle and John Gosden, the trainer. Well, William, talk through this race from your perspective, because obviously Highland Reel we thought would be out in the front, but it seemed to pan out very sweetly for you.
Yeah, it did, and you know, obviously, me and John had spoken about it, and first time blinkers, the one thing we didn't want to do is for the horse to over-race, and I just tried to make it as smooth as possible, but there was stages of the race where he just did a little bit more than what I wanted to, but look, he's a big, powerful horse, and I suppose he just wanted to use his stride, and you know, he was very impressive. He gave me a great feel, and he's probably just getting better with age.
And John, he's not uncomplicated. You were sort of talking about you have to sort of the lights and everything. You've had to sort of deal with that in a way. How have you ensured that he's behaved properly for you?
Well, I trained his father, you know, and his father was a very talented horse, but he was quite delicate, and he did his best racing at 5. So obviously, when His Highness brought into the horse before the Epsom Derby, I said, he's talked about the Sheema Classic, and I said, as a 5-year-old. Now, I didn't plan not to race last year, but he injured himself exactly the same as Duvin at Cheltenham, got a stress fracture of the pelvis, no displacement, thank goodness. So we lost the year. But when he came back, we could only go for one race to champion. And he was third to Al Mansour and Found, which is the best form in Europe, the Arc winner and the Champion 3-year-old. And he did it. William got up and said, John, we've got to do something. This horse isn't focused. And when he comes by these big grandstands like Ascot, he just looks up at the top row and wants to work out who's in all the boxes, you know. He's quite nosy that way. And so I tried him in cheek pieces, he took no notice of them, but just this a little semi-blinker is not much, but it just makes him focus. He's very genuine, but he's a bit of a dreamer, isn't he? Yes. So that's hence putting that on. But it's been a long road back. It was a slow year last year, and he ran once and a half.
So talk about the dreamer. So when you got off and you thought, well, what's it like when you're riding a dreamer?
Well, I mean, of course, he was pretty immature horse, and he was kind of, you know, early on in his career, I suppose he went quite, you know, he showed a lot of promise. So I think he didn't have a lot of racing before he ran in the Derby. So, you know, probably things have come thick and fast for him because he's got so much ability. But it definitely helped today, the blinkers, and look, this is a hugely important night for us as a team. You know, His Highness is his spectacle. And it's just great to be able to perform with horses like him. So, John, what have you told him to run in the future? If you said he wanted to run in the Sheema Classic, what have you then mapping out now? Because presumably it's fairly...
Well, I think with a horse like this, when they run here, you know, it's important to freshen up through April, May, and I'd like to look at Ascot, the Hardwick Stakes, and the King George. They'd be the obvious midsummer races to go to. I don't want to just wing him back anywhere, so he'll have a little holiday. He likes holidays anyhow.
He's a dreamer.
Yeah, but the interesting thing about His Highness Sheikh Mohammed was I had supper with him last night, and he was very clear. He wants everybody to win from all around the world. And the funny thing is, he thinks someone said, will you have a winner? He said, it does not matter. I want other people to win. And he loves it with Japan win, America win, France win. We need now England's one as well. You know, he likes that. It's this is an international event. It's not a little home turf game.
Well, and William, you were giving it plenty of this. I've never seen you so demonstrative as you were coming back in.
No, look, it means a lot. This is a big night in horse racing. It's the biggest night, and of course, you know, winning for John again is it makes it extra bit special.
Clearly, he's done very well. Terrific performance. Thank you. Now we better get
on with the big one.
The big one.
Yeah.
Well, you've done all right yourself.
And I think
John.
what's interesting is you're having to go so hard on the dirt now, and the winner of the mile comes from you can come from off the base today. That is interesting. It really opens this race up.